Tell me why I found out. This man got my cousin pregnant. My cousin, my younger cousin. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Victoria. I low-key think this is my first time ever like introducing myself on this channel. Wow, step your game up. What am I doing? Today I'm doing a get ready with me because tonight is one of my friends' birthdays and we're doing a little celebration for her.
To ya. Happy birthday to ya.
I'm gonna do my makeup and I'm gonna show y'all the outfit that I'm wearing tonight while I talk about my dating history or the lack thereof. Anyway, this is my non-makeup bag. This is what we'll be using. We love a drugstore. Oh yeah, the glasses do gotta come off. You know, my friends be making fun of me. They be like, imagine having to wake up in the morning and reach for your vision. Cause why would you eat me up like that? Just to start off, I've never been on dating apps. Like, I always knew dating apps were not for me. Like, I can't do a dating app. I can barely handle DMs. Like, I'm not gonna include anything from like elementary or middle school because like, for me personally, I'm not counting that. Holding hands, texting on Kick. I'm not including that. So my dating history started in high school, or lack their dating history started in high school. Because really, I've only had situationships. Why would you get on my pants? So my initial dating history started in high school. I was a junior in high school. I just turned 17. Yeah, I had a friend. We gonna call him Dylan. No, we're gonna call him David. And he had a little brother, and we're gonna call him Keontae. We're not gonna call him we're not gonna call him Keontae. We're gonna call him Kevin. I had a friend named David. He had a little brother, Kevin. And Kevin had a friend named, we're gonna call him Mason. Now, I didn't know anything about Mason until one day in the cafeteria. I was having lunch. The way that our cafeteria was set up, it was like 2 levels. You had the top level and then it was like a sub level. Like, we were on the top level right next to the stairs for the sub level, and Mason and his friends were sitting at the sub level, kind of like right across. Like, he had a perfect view of me. You know when you can feel someone staring at you? Like, that's what he was doing. I just want to apologize in advance if like my piercing ever sticks up, because like I have a long bar in right now and I need to go get it changed to a short bar, so it does like kind of like poke out when I talk. So like if that bothers you, I'm so sorry. Cause me personally, I hate when like people like stare at me. I say that and I have colored hair. A lot of people stare at me because I have colored hair. But like, especially in high school, I hated when people stared at me, especially while I'm eating, because I used to have like a really bad trigger warning before trigger warning, skip ahead like 10 seconds. I had a really bad eating disorder, and like I would get so self-conscious if people like were watching me while I ate. It would like make me like not want to eat. Like I would literally stop eating. I'm like literally just sitting there. I was eating, I was talking to my friends, and like I could feel someone staring at me. Like I would look across from me and like he's looking like dead at me. Like he was really bold because I looked at him and he was still looking at me. I kind of ignored it the first time, and then I look up again, he's still looking at me. I mean, he would like do glances, like he wasn't just like dead, like he would just like keep glancing at me. So I'm like who knows this kid? Why is he looking at me? I like subtly like said to my friends, I was like, yo, this dude keeps looking at me. And they kind of like glance over and they're like, they don't know who he is. So I'm like, who is this? I don't find out till later that day when I was talking to Kevin. Who the fuck is Kyle? I don't find out until later that day when I was talking to Kevin that was his friend Mason. I was like, yeah, he was staring and it was kind of like annoying me, but like he was cute. Like, and so I was like, oh, he was cute. He's talking about some, oh, you want to get put on? Me being me, not thinking he's serious. I'm like, well, yeah. Like, that's really why I messed up. That's really, like, I learned my lesson messing with Kevin. Like, if you say you want to get put on with one of his friends, he gonna make it happen. Later that day, it was a basketball game. So, like, after track practice, me and my friends was like, okay, we're gonna stay for the basketball game. After track practice, I ended up being with Kevin, and we ended up at the JV game, because it was I think it was JV girls. Then later on, it was varsity boys. I think that's how the games were set up that day. Somehow I ended up with Kevin in the little gym where the JV girls were playing. What am I looking for? We like talking, and like we were walking in the gym. I'm talking to him. I glance over. It's Mason and like two of his friends. I was like, ain't no way. I'm looking at Mason. Mason looking at me. I look over at Kevin. Kevin looking at me and Mason. I was like, he was like, oh yeah. He was like, I told my friend, he said he wanted to talk to you. Back then in high school, I wasn't as like confident in myself back then in high school. I was very shy. I was very awkward. I still kind of am shy and awkward, but like I've really gotten better at it. I guess it comes with age. But I was really shy and I was really awkward. And I was like, why? Number one, why would you put me on a spot like this? Two, you really told that man. I guess, you know, Mason come over, we started like kind of like, you know, talking to each other like real light conversation, just kind of like getting to know each other, I guess. And we kind of like talking and watching the JV girls at the same time. I'm guessing the boys started playing because we ended up transferring over to the varsity game. And when we got to the varsity game, unfortunately, when we transferred over to the other game, that's where all my friends were. So when we go in there, go at the bleachers, and we kind of like, we sit behind my main friends, and then like I have people that I know that are behind me. We kind of went like straight in the middle. We sit down. Kevin went with my friends in the front. We sit down. Everybody looking, just so awkward. Like they looking at me, they looking at him. He trying to make light of it. He like, oh, like everybody staring. We laughing. My friends looking like, who the fuck is this? Because they were like me. They didn't know that was Kevin's friend. So they looking like, who is this boy? Why are you with him? And why is he sitting right here? So we making light of the situation because he kind of getting stared at by his friends like away from us as well. So it's like, it's just awkward for both of us. We still kind of talking, getting to know each other, watching the game, talking about the game, talking to each other, trying to ignore our friends. My best friend at the time, she wasn't at school that day. So she didn't know none of this happened that day. So she was on her way to the game. And when she made it outside, she was like, you know, come outside and meet me. I don't want to like walk in there by myself. I was like, okay. Meanwhile, I ain't say nothing about Mason. I was like, Mason, I'm gonna go with my friend. He was like, okay, cool. I'm just chill right here, I guess. I went to go get my friend. When I met with my friend, I was like, you gonna see something when we get back in there. And she was like, what? We get in there. I sit back down next to Mason. She went in front of the stands where our friends were and was kind of like just talking to them. So she saw me when I sat back down next to Mason. She was like, bitch. And he'll start laughing again because it's like, and then I told him like, oh, I told him I was like, that's my best friend. Should I do the other concealer? Because this one look a little light. I might mix them because I'm looking a little bright. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna use the other one. And so that transpired. I don't think much happened after that. I feel like I just chilled with him. My best friend came up, talked to him a little bit. I guess that was it for the day. I can't remember much. This happened like 5-6 years ago. Dang. Things with me and Mason didn't last long. Like they didn't last long. Like we weren't good long. I feel like me and him were good for like 2 weeks. And then boom, here go the tea. So I find out my sideburns look correct. My sideburns literally give me like a contour look. Like, why are y'all so harsh? Come to find out, Mason used to mess around with this girl on the track team with me that I knew very well because she used to mess with my cousin's, no, not my cousin. She used to mess with this boy that my friend also used to mess with. And like, her and my cousin had gotten to it over that because she was like being messy, I guess. And my cousin wasn't going for it. So she like kind of stuck up for my friend, and her and the girl was like beefing, like they was finna fight. So I find that out and I'm like, oh, Jesus. I don't even think we ever like discussed when I found out. I think I just kind of peeped in and I was like, okay. It's like something I was gonna be like cautious of, like very like aware. Lo and behold, conveniently, we had another basketball game. She walked past. He looked at her a little too long and I peeped in. I was just staring at him. I know he could feel me staring at him. I was just like, and then his friends, they were kind of like a couple feet away from us. They were like just chilling over there. And then like after that, like they kind of pulled him outside to talk. I didn't know what they was talking about. I didn't know what they was gonna talk about. He come back in, then he hit me with the bullshit, bro. This man gonna say, I don't even think he tried to like approach it lightly. He dead just said, I miss my ex, and then like said her name. I'm looking like the same ex that just walked right past us, that's standing literally a couple feet in front of us. I kind of like paused, processed what the I was hearing, and I was like, then go be with her then. Looked at him like he was stupid, and then walked out the gym. I walked out the gym, and then I went through the locker room so he couldn't like come after me, I guess. I don't know, real dramatic, real high school. I get in the locker room trying to be sad. Honestly, I didn't really feel sad. Like, it was 2 weeks. I didn't know the dude. Like, I wasn't really sad. I called my cousin. No, I called my friend. The friend that had the problem with the ex. We're gonna call her Casey. We're gonna call Mason's ex Bailey. So I called Casey. I'm like, he just told me he misses his ex, Bailey. They were like, what? Like, my cousin had heard on the phone, the one who was beefing with her. She told me, what the? She was like going off, and she was like, where are you at? Like, they were like, where are you at? We're coming. I was like, I'm in the locker room. They get in there. They're like, are you okay? Like, why would he say that? Like, what's going on? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I told whatever story I did, and they was like, you know, forget him, forget her, They can have each other. They can be blah blah blah, all that. He was like, you know, we finna go enjoy the game. Like, the boys finna play. We finna go enjoy. I think the boys actually were already playing. The boys were actually already playing. So we're like, we finna go in the game. We finna go enjoy the game. We exit out of the other exit, and lo and behold, when we walk back in there, he was walking in with his friends. We're so dramatic because they made sure like they were kind of like surrounding me in a way to where like he can't be like, oh, like let me talk to her. Like, no, even though I wasn't finna let that happen anyway. After the game, he gonna blow my phone up talking about some, I'm so sorry. I don't even know why I said that. Please talk to me. Please hear me out. I want to be with you. And I was not going for it. But you know, I kind of ate it up because that was kind of like my first time ever like experiencing like a male like groveling for me. And you know, we love a good grovel. So I was kind of eating it up, and I let him work for it for like a week or two. And then I was like, you know, I'll give this dude a chance because he's been begging for like 2 weeks. I'll give him like a little second chance. That's where I fucked up. I'm sitting here giving this dude a second chance after he already fucking fucked up the first fucking time. Tell me why this dude, it was the night before school started again, because like the whole basketball thing, like him saying I miss my ex, he did that at the basketball game right before winter break. So all winter break he was begging for me back, apologizing, and the night before, you can't see none of that contour. Anyway, the night before, he talking about some, like we were already talking, and then he like just randomly brought up like, oh, like we're friends, right? Me being a dumbass that I am, I'm like, in my head I was thinking, oh, like we messing with each other, but like, of course, like I'm thinking like he's asking we're friends, like so he can confide in me. So I'm like, I was like, yeah, we're friends. Vic, unfortunately, that's not why he asked. Because when I rolled up to school the next day, why the fuck was he booed the fuck back up with his ex? The same ex that he did that shit at the basketball game with. I was like, bro, it pissed me off so bad. I'm like, bro, you were just literally in my phone begging for me to forgive you, and you turn around and do it again. He had saw me see them and I just laughed. I was like, bro, you're a joke. Unfortunately, that's not where the story ends, because it sounds so embarrassing to say, but like everybody's kind of stupid behind a guy. Unfortunately, me and her were passing this boy back and forth for like a couple months. She had him, I had him, she had him, I had him. It's really embarrassing when you think about it. He was definitely like a learning situation for me. He was, but he wasn't. He taught me the obvious signs of someone who's like a liar and a manipulator and stuff like that. Like that's kind of what he taught me. I only went through that with Mason for my junior year. My senior year, I was like, I'm finna be out the door. I'm finna be at college. I don't really care about high school boys anymore. I was just kind of focused on graduating in sports and all of that. I get into college and I meet a boy, another M name. Them M's? People don't talk enough about them M's. Them M's are something else. You always hear about the J's, the A's, the M's. So I meet a boy literally the weekend of me getting into school, and his name is, we're gonna call him Marcus. So I meet Marcus. It was like a little kickback after like the welcome week for freshmen in college. When I met Marcus had a girlfriend, but Marcus was very much on me the night that I met him. Come to find out, the girl's really toxic. He already was trying to end stuff with her and yada yada yada. So they end up breaking up. I was gonna call him Mason. Marcus ended up being in the friend group that me and my roommate and like my friend I made during welcome week. We ended up all being in like the same kind of like friend group. So I always saw him. You know, we had like a little flirtation shit. Unfortunately, that did not last long as well, because I just really felt like when people get out of relationships, they typically don't want to jump right into one. That's kind of how I was feeling with Marcus. Not so much for like my sake, but his. Like, to me, it was kind of just feeling like he was just trying to use me for like sexual needs. I was not for that. I didn't come here. It's not the type of girl that I am. Like, I'm not finna entertain that. So me and him didn't last long either. Technically, it felt like we did. I still stayed friends with him for a while. I think it was the time period where I realized like I didn't want anything with Marcus. I was in the MSC in the cafeteria eating with my friend one day. This is where boy number 4 comes into play. We're gonna call him Andrew. This is where Andrew comes into play. And Andrew doesn't know this. I was never able to tell this to him, but I knew of Andrew longer than he knew of me, or longer than I alluded of me knowing about him. I first knew of Andrew my freshman year of college. And it was around the time where I was like, I don't want anything with Marcus. Like, I feel very used. Like, I feel like he's not interested in like me. I was kind of through with him. So I was in the MSC with my friend one day and we were eating. I had kind of peeped this guy walking in. I was like, he's cute. Like, my friends say I have a type. They say I go for like baby face dudes. And to be fair, he kind of did have a baby face. I had peeped him when he walked in and I was like, oh, he's cute. And then I kind of had like let it pass. Cause you know, I've thought a lot of guys were cute and I was just like, oh, he's cute. And then I leave it alone. From where he was sitting, all I had to do was literally kind of like turn my head like this and I could see him. He had like his food next to him and then like he had like his laptop, I'm pretty sure. And he was just doing like his schoolwork, I guess. What I saw that instantly put him above everybody else, I had ever like saw that was attractive, was he had prayed over his food before he ate. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I don't know what about it. Like, I just like, he got me so hypnotized. I had decided then and there, I was like, I want him. I want him. And I told my friend, she was like, go talk to him. And I was like, no, like, girl, what are you talking about? I'm ugly, I look like a toe. She was like, girl, stop playing. She was like, go talk to him. And I did not do it. I did not do it. I was a wimp. I still kind of am a wimp. I didn't do it. I was like, no. Time go by and I never approached him. I find out he got a girlfriend. He literally ended up getting a girlfriend. So, you know, my little heart was broken. No, it was not. Stop fucking lying. Stop lying. But like, you know, I was a little disappointed because I was like, he was really cute. I got over it because like, with me, once somebody get a girlfriend, they're kind of like, they're instantly unattracted to me, honestly. So I let it go, moved on. COVID happened the following semester and everybody went home. And I didn't end up going back to school for my sophomore year. I did online, which I really hated because all of my friends went back. But my mom was like, no, you're staying home. I still went back to campus to like, for like a short time period to like be with everybody again and, you know, still grasp onto a social life. And then jump start to junior year. I think it was like the second or third week of junior year. The building that I'm in right now, the one right directly in front of my view right now, like right across from me, it used to be a Sigma building. They were throwing like a kickback, I guess, that day. And I was over here with my friend because I didn't live in this building last year. My friend did. So I was over here all the time with her. I would sleep over. I think they lived in this building. I think they ended up like setting off their fire alarm. And so I look outside like the window because like my friend had the door open because I guess like she already knew like some people out there, like some of them in the building. So she was kind of like talking to them, kind of just looking around, looking at who was all out there. I happened to glance out the window. Lo and behold, sitting on the bench directly in front of my eyesight, my eye line, was Andrew. I was like, I run away from the window. I go to my friend that's in the kitchen. I was like, girl. It's Andrew. It's Andrew from freshman year. It's Andrew. He's outside. She's like, girl, go talk to him. Go talk to him. My other friend, I had just met her like a couple weeks before. So she's like, which one? I went at him. She's like, oh, you like him? She's like, he's single now. I was like, ooh, look at the sunlight really reflecting off my skin. Gotta love a good melanin. So she was like, yeah, he's single now. Me still being a little wimp 2 years later. No personal growth at all. I did not approach him that night. I actually did not approach him at all. And I know what you're thinking. Vic, why'd you even bring him up if you didn't approach him? I didn't approach him in person. I did what I never thought I would. Anyways, I did what I thought I never would do. And I slid in them DMs. Like, this was literally God planting him in my life because I literally saw him. Homecoming for us is I would say like a week and a half. If you really do homecoming, it's like a week and a half. So for a whole week, I literally saw this man every day. And the game was the last day of the week. It was the last like big thing for homecoming, the game. I see him at the game. Conveniently, we left the game at the same time. My friend Denaya, she was like, girl, like, Denaya was the one who had told me he was single. She was like, girl, shoot your shot. Like, go get him. Because you're gonna be really mad if he ends up with another girl and you like miss out on your chance. So I was like, she was like, if you really just can't do it in person, she was like, just slide in his DM. She was like, I've done it before. And so that's what I did. I slid in them DMs. But I essentially had said, like, I saw you during, I think I said, like, saw you during homecoming and I thought you were cute. And, you know, he texted back and he thought I was cute too. And I was like, I think I said, like, if you think I'm cute, you should get to know me or something like that. So I said something. You know, I really just became a bold bitch because I don't talk like that. I don't talk like that. You know, I hook, lined, and reeled in my catch because I got him. Me and him lasted longer than any, like, I would say healthy wise, me and him lasted a lot longer than anybody else. But the problem was I still wasn't, like, I had kind of mentioned this a little bit in my first video, the daily vlog, the day in my life vlog. I had mentioned like how I wasn't vulnerably ready to be in a relationship, and he was, and I don't want to do my bake with a beauty blender anymore. I want to use that, like, it's like I can't remember what exactly it's called. I'll include a picture, but I want to start using that. I don't want to use a beauty blender anymore. I just wasn't, like, me and him were good a lot longer, but me and him both kind of had our issues. Cause like we both would say we were ready for a relationship and we both wanted to be with each other, but like our actions weren't matching up because I just wasn't like emotionally there, and like I wasn't physically or emotionally there, and then his communication wasn't there. Like I guess anything that I did, he would just like, he would start ghosting me for it. And like, we just weren't like, I feel like later on, if we're more mature, we can maybe come back. But I generally feel like we just weren't, this wasn't like the right time for us. But I don't ever regret knowing him because he really made my junior year better. Because if I didn't have him last year, if I didn't have him when I had him, I would have been so depressed because I was just really going through it, and I just would have been really sad. So I really appreciate him being in my life, even though he wasn't in my life long. I don't ever regret meeting him. I think he's the only one out of everybody that I've ever had like a with that I don't regret meeting. Like, I would definitely keep him in my life if I could, even if it's just as a friend, even though that probably would hurt because if I see him like, you know, move on, I would be like really sad. I wish him nothing but the best. Like, he's genuinely a good person. I wasn't ready for him, and you know, I still have things to work on. I haven't had anybody since Andrew, which hasn't really been long because me and Andrew like officially kind of like cut it, I would say like early September. After that, I've pretty much been focusing on myself, you know, trying to improve myself and stop lying to myself. Yeah, I forgot to, I didn't even finish talking about Mason. Tell me why my senior year of high school, I think it was like nearing the end, like I was close to graduation. Tell me why I found out this man got my cousin pregnant. My cousin, my younger cousin. I was like, what the? He got my younger cousin pregnant and then didn't claim the baby. You're not gonna, she's my cousin, but we're not like close. Like, we weren't the cousins who we were not at each other's houses. We didn't grow up together. Like, it wasn't like that, like, it wasn't like a cousin. But, you know, it was my cousin. Like I knew her. I've talked to her before. And then, like, I started peeping after, like, me and him were done. Like, he would literally try to get with every black girl in the school. I never mentioned any races in this video, but, like, Mason was Mexican. And obviously he couldn't reach my friends because like they were either my cousins or my very close friends. Like they didn't want him, so like he couldn't, like they were inaccessible to him. So like all the other black girls, they were like free game, so like he was just dead trying to get with them. And I was like, ew. This is why you really should get to know who someone is before you try to mess with them. I guess if you couldn't get the gist, I've never been in like an actual like serious relationship. Like, I'm gonna finish all this, and then I'm gonna come back and show y'all the finished look, and then I'm gonna talk to y'all a little more.
Hey guys, we're back and we better. Hey y'all. Well. I don't know why I got this The cross is on because we're not playing with these hoes.
And I like it. You did your hair for Valentine's Day?
No, I just want the color.
Well, yes. It goes.
It so does go.
We're all finna head out, so I hope everyone liked this video, like this little get ready with me story time of my very tragic dating history. I hope everyone has a great morning, day, night, whenever you're watching this. And stay tuned for more videos because I'm gonna be dropping another one very soon. Subscribe, please. And bye.